Hi, I'm John Humphreys, and this is AviNation's Hanging in the Hangar at Sun and Fun. And I'm here with
Mike Goulian. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, Mr. Michael, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
So yeah, I've been an airshow performer now for quite a long time. I actually flew my first Sun and Fun in 1991, actually.
Wow.
So I've been here almost every year since, and throughout my career I've flown aerobatic competition, was lucky enough to win the U.S. National Aerobatic Championships, also fly in the Red Bull Air Race, do air shows around the country, and also do a whole bunch of corporate flying as well.
So how did you find yourself getting into this whole aviation career?
Well, it's funny, I was, my dad grew up in the aviation business. My family had a flying school just outside of Boston, Massachusetts, but I was homesick from school. I had already soloed and was learning how to fly, but there was a movie about aerobatics on television, which I thought was pretty interesting, very cool, and I was looking for something to compete in after school, and aerobatic competition was sort of the next best thing in aviation to do that.
Wow. So you fly a lot, I'm sure. So what's your favorite part about it? What do you like the most?
A lot of people ask. So I do a lot of flying in lots of different types of airplanes, not just this one, but the cool thing about flying is every day is different, every flight is different, the weather's a challenge, the routes are a challenge, the aircraft are a challenge, and so that's the neat thing is you never get bored when you're flying an airplane.
Oh, absolutely, I would agree.
Yep.
What do you like about this particular plane?
So this is an Extra 330 SC. It's built in Germany. It's a single-seat aerobatic airplane. It's meant for nothing else other than what I do with it. And this is my third Extra. This one was built in 2009. So for me, this is the airplane that I've owned the longest out of any of them, about 10 years now.
That's amazing. So for young youth trying to get into aerobatics, what is something that they can start doing now?
Well, I think, for anybody that's getting into aviation, just find what you love to do, right? So I wasn't born to be an airline pilot. I sat in an airliner with some friends, seeing if it was for me. It wasn't. I did a bunch of corporate flying, sort of Citations, King Airs, Learjets, things like that. I love those airplanes. I like the beauty of those machines. They're great. But then I was always flying competition aerobatics as well. And so I was lucky enough where I was able to actually make a living doing aerobatic flying. And not a lot of people are afforded that opportunity. I've just been lucky enough to be able to do that. And you can only do that through sponsors. And I have some amazing sponsors that believe in what my team and I are doing and help us support in that mission.
Wow. So you mentioned that you love a couple different planes, but for you in general, what's your favorite plane?
That's a great question. I can't say that I love any airplane more than the others, right? Like airplanes that are near and dear to me is, this Extra is one of the ones that really I've done a lot of my career in. I love Learjets. Just felt like I was sort of born to fly Learjets, right? I just love those things. Was super comfortable on those. I have a Cirrus now that I fly with my family, which I love.
Wow.
And King Air 200 I thought was a great airplane, and I had a friend that used to say, I love any airplane that I'm getting paid to fly, and that's kind of true, right? And they're all, anytime you're in the sky, it's a great thing.
Absolutely. So if you could jump in a time machine right now, go back and tell your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
What I would say is enjoy the process, right? So there's a lot of people that want to get there tomorrow, and aviation, there's so many great people in this business that you make friends for a lifetime, right? And the airplanes are cool, the flying's cool, the venues are cool. For me, the air shows are cool, but nothing's better than the friends that you make. And flying in the Rebel Air Race, I've made friends around the world, and that's a big deal, right? It's really because you share a passion with people that not a lot of other people get. How many people get to fly this single-seat airplane at an air show and be able to share that with other people? Not too many. And so it's hard to sort of explain to people what it feels like, what it's like. It's a privilege for me to be able to do it, for sure. I know how lucky I am to be able to do this, but my friends get it, and then also to have a really supportive family, which is super important.
Absolutely. So my final question for you is, what are the first 5 aviation companies that come to your mind?
Oh God. Well, for me, they're all on my airplane, right? Wheeling, Lycoming, Bose, Hartzell Propeller, right? Best Tugs. Those are the airplane people that come to mind because they're the most that are closest and near to dear to my heart. And Cirrus.
Well, thank you so much.
Cool. Pleasure.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Don't forget to have fun at Sun and Fun.